to a textile shop, and I bought that first piece there. It's the lotus flower, the blue lotus flower, and I didn't know what it meant at that time. I just wanted to buy something from Egypt that I could drop down from the church balconies and use the backdrops like you see now. But I found out that in Egypt, Egypt is divided into two parts, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. Lower Egypt is from Cairo down to the Mediterranean, and that's that icon. It was represented by the papaya plant. And from Cairo all the way up to the Sudan, Ethiopia, and all of Black Africa, that icon is the lotus. And without knowing what I was buying, I bought the first one there. And that middle one is the lotus, representing Black Africa there. And then the voice came and said, well, if that was before Jesus' time, the lotus flower, timid, then what would be the second? What was the voice doing the biblical time, Jesus' time? And I knew in the Bible, as a Christian growing up, that Ethiopia was mentioned in the Bible, so I knew that black land is called Ethiopia. So on both sides of that lotus flower, you see that red, yellow, and red and green. That's Ethiopia. That was the second voice during Jesus' time. And then I wanted to know, what was the next major thing that happened to Africa after Jesus' time? And I realized from my African studies and whatnot that 2,000 years went by, Africa was conquered, divided up, and colonized. And in 1957, Ghana became the first independent country out of all of that. And I said, oh, that's the third voice, so that's the kitty cloth you see there. The middle is the lotus, the second is Ethiopia, and the third voice is the kitty cloth. And then I said, what happened after 1957? Then I realized that in 1963, Ghana, Guinea, and Mali came together with Haile Selassie in Ethiopia, and they founded the OAU, the Organization of African Unity, so that when all the African countries became independent, they could join and it'll be one voice. So I said, that's the fourth voice and whatnot. So I used that white country cloth from Guinea there. That's representing the fourth voice there. Then I said, well, what happened after all these voices have happened in Egypt in 2011? I said, well, what happened then after the OAU? And then I realized that in 2002, when Gaddafi was the president of the OAU, in South Africa, the OAU changed its name to the AU, the African Union. And I wondered exactly, I said, that is the fifth voice. I said, now what could I use, what colors could I use to represent the fifth voice? And it came to me, I said, wow, I'll use the colors of Kwanzaa. And I mean Kwanzaa, I mean the red for the people, the red for the blood, the black for the people, and green for the land. So that was in 2011 when those five voices came to me. And then in 2015, from 2011 to 2015, every time I addressed the Kennedy Center, church sanctuaries, backdrops, the Lincoln Theater and whatnot, I always focus on those five voices. But in 2015, I was invited to Ethiopia to give a talk as a cultural evangelist at the third International Conference on Ethiopia, its cultural, biblical, and historical roots and whatnot. And two new voices came to me at that time. I realized up in Exxon, looking out at Eritrea, and where the Battle of Ottawa had been fought with the Italians, I realized then that in 2012, the African Union, for the first time, recognized all Africans living outside of Africa symbolically. Not a part of the Constitution, but symbolically, the African Union recognized all of our children outside of Africa in the diaspora. And I thought about it, wow, that is the sixth voice. And I wondered exactly what I could use to represent that. And I remember Bob Marley as a Rasta, but the gold that was stolen. So you see the gold cloth there. That was the sixth voice. And then for the longest, I wondered exactly what would be the seventh voice. It must be a seventh voice. It has to be holistic and whatnot. And then it dawned on me that as a cultural evangelist, as I said, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. So I don't really deal with the Bible at all, but I do deal with Sankofa. And even where I work at the court, DC courts, and wherever I go, the ministers, I give everybody a Sankofa bird. And in Ghana you have numerous ancient philosophical symbols that our ancestors have left with us. And among those philosophical symbols, you will find the one you see on my ring there called Jinyame, which is God is first. The omnipotence and omnipresence of God here. And then another one you'll find is the Sankofa bird here. And this Sankofa here, it says here, you can always start over in life if you realize and understand your mistakes. So this Sankofa bird I give to everyone. And as a result of trying to decide exactly what will be the seventh voice, it dawned on me, come and take these and give everybody a bird. It dawned on me that, just put them in there. It'd be in the bag, just take my thing. It dawned on me that, wow, since Mother Africa now has come together after all this while, has come together in a government called the African Union, and then the African Union has recognized all of the children throughout the world. I said, wow, that's a major event there. That must be the seventh voice, and the best way to do that is for us to come together in the spirit of Sankofa, reach back and fetch that ancient spirituality that governed the lives of our ancestors during the golden ages of Africa, of Egypt. That is, when we built the pyramids and wrote the Book of the Dead, etc. So Phil will give everybody a Sankofa bird here. So the write-up to that, those seven voices, will be on the table out there. You can help yourself. Before I end, I want to tell you about two of the Che water sculptures that I brought back from Mali many years ago. And what I do now with these Che waters here, I dress them in the church sanctuary for the past 18, 19 years, every Black History Month. I dress them 15 feet high with grass skirts on the right and left on the cross of Jesus. This is how the ancestors and the Creator has helped me to nurture the spirit of my people. These are mythical birds right here that taught the Bambara people in Mali how to plant and grow the grain they eat every day.